What's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's your boy Terrell with that. Why? Hello. Let me start over. What's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's Terrell with the Y Humphrey, and man, welcome to another episode, another conversation, another day. Listen, what's so special about today is that I learned what the purpose of networking is for, like the reason behind it, why it's needed, and it really opened my mind up so much to the point to where now I understand it a little bit more. You feel me? Erica, what's going on, woman? David, what's going on, bro? Man, first off, let me say, so yesterday I went to a networking event, but this wasn't no ordinary networking event. What type of networking event it was is, for those of y'all that don't know who Grant Cardone is, let me show you the logo, the brand. You feel me? So if y'all know this logo, the brand, or don't even know what he stands for, I recommend go look him up, go see what he's about, go learn from him. He's a billionaire. He's one of a few billionaires, and we was at the meetup at his event. So I happened to get there early. When I got there early, it wasn't nobody there. But let me back rewind. First, when I first went to my first networking event, first meetup, first real estate place to gather, whatever you want to call it, I didn't know what to expect from it. And what this entails is that I went there and just looking to meet more people, looking to get in the room, looking to, expand who know me rather than who don't know me. If that makes sense. Kind of confusing. So I'm going to go more in depth. So back in October of 2021, I went to my first networking event. It was a real estate event. It was hosted by a couple sub-2 members. It's a real estate networking event. So when I went, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know like the purpose behind the networking event. And so when I first went, it was crazy. It was special because I was in a room to where everybody wanted the best for everybody. But I didn't understand the purpose behind it. I thought we were just going to meet new people or meet people that's in the same industry. But little do I know, we're going to these events to actually grow and expand together. And it's hard for me to understand the purpose of networking, even though that was my first event, even though that was my first time going. Now looking back, I'm like, oh, okay. When you go to a networking event, you go there to build business relationships in order to do business with people. Makes sense. So fast forward to yesterday. When I tell you the room was crazy because I've never been in this type of room with a lot of big time ballers, a lot of big time people, a lot of like multi-millionaire people just on their way to making billions. They said that the room was worth 1.5 billion of everybody that was in there.
1.5 billion of everybody that was in there.
So when I got there, they asked me how did I get access to the room, or how did I get there? I'm like, I seen the Twitter ad, I signed up for it, and I just came. Somebody asked, I was like, how did you get invited to it? That was like, Grant Cardone invited me. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, that must be nice. But I didn't put two and two together. It took me a long time to put two and two together. But when he said that, he was like, Grant Cardone invited me to the room, invited me here. I'm like, oh, okay, it must be cool. So we talking. So I look behind me. I don't know if y'all ever seen this happen or ever experienced anything like this, but I seen somebody that I saw on YouTube a lot. It was like really, really unfamiliar. I didn't know how to accept it. Like, I was just blown away that I was in this room. And so I look back. I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Y'all know how y'all meet people, but I ain't never met them, but y'all always watch them online? So I look back, I'm like, that's him. That's Evan Carmichael. And I'm like, Let me go talk to him. Let me go talk to him. So we talked, and I introduced myself. I was like, my name is Terrell Humphrey, and man, all your videos, man, they're very inspirational. And so, long story short, he was like, why isn't your name your name? I'm like, to be honest, because a lot of people can't spell Terrell. It's difficult for people to spell. He's like, why don't you just, instead of doing failures knowledge just one word, because it's too complicated, it's too difficult to understand. Why don't you just say Terrell with the Y? So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why. But I started implementing it. So when Grant Cardone was talking, he was speaking. So he would let us ask questions. And so I had a question in my head that I wanted to ask him. So I had to get it together. I had to get it together because my heart was beating fast. When I tell you my heart was beating fast, my heart was beating so fast to the point to where I was about to hyperventilate myself. My anxiety was kicking in. It was crazy. It was crazy because I'm feeling my heart go. So I'm like, okay. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. So I'm taking a deep breath and just rehearsing in my head. I'm introducing myself to myself in my head. My name is Terrell with the Y, Humphrey. And in order to become that sound right. Okay, my name is Terrell with the Y, Humphrey. And for somebody that's aspiring to become a billionaire, let me word. So this is what I'm doing in my head. Mind you, this is a mogul. This is a billionaire that I'm in front of that's about to ask this question in front of people with bukus of money, bukus of success, bukus of just like being in the room. So I'm gathering my words in my head. I'm practicing that one question for like 20 for like really 5 minutes, 20 times 5 minutes. And so I get to the point I'm like, my name is Terrell with the Y, Humphrey. And for someone that's aspiring to be a billionaire, what advice would you give? You feel like it came out so smooth, but don't mind you, my heart was still beating fast. It still was beating fast, but at the same time, I need to ask this man this question. I need to get over my nervousness in order to see what's the purpose of it, or just to hear his answer. So the night goes on, the day goes on. Not even the night, the day go on, because it the event started at 8:30 and it ended around like 9 or 10 at night. So mind you, it's a lot of game being dropped. It's a lot of people there. It's a lot of conversations going on. It's a lot of just like the value being dropped. So he answered the question. He told me, okay. Then he made a statement. A couple minutes after that, he made a statement. When y'all come to these events, what are your intentions? Always have an intention when you come to some type of networking event. So now it didn't hit me until today, until I start really learning about that. Shout out to Pace Morey, my mentor Pace Morey as well. He asked me a question that I did not know the answer to. Who are you going to do business with? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know that was the purpose of a networking event. I'm like, I don't know. So Pace Morby, he introduced me to a guy named Justin. I can't remember his last name, but he introduced me to him. When he introduced me to him, I realized, oh, okay. When you come to networking, when you come to a business event and or a networking event, you're coming to bring some type of value and work together. And by working together, how can we create something? How can we collaborate with business? I'm like, what? Mind-boggling. I thought we just go to the networking event just to meet people, right? Just to build relationships, and just, have conversations, see what you do, see what you don't do. But I never understood, like, okay, we're going here with the intention to meet people in order to collaborate together and have a sustainable business, or not even sustainable business. How can we grow and actually work together? I'm like, wow. It was this guy named Pete. I can't remember his last name. This guy named Pete, very genuine and knowledgeable guy. He's in the speaking industry. He speaks, but he collaborated with Grant. When he collaborated with Grant, at first they were partners, but then Grant told me, he was like, man, I want to do this one time. I don't want to do this one time. I want to do this multiple times on multiple occasions. I'm here front center, just listen to everybody, right? Just listen to everybody. It was a guy there named Anthony Glenn. I think his last name is Glenn. I'm not really sure what his last name is, but he goes by Tony. He's a former Marine. When I see him online too. I'm like, I said, Anthony? He looked at me confused. You feel me? He looked at me confused, like, who am I? He was like, I said, man, Michael Childs, I was in conversation with you for a little minute, and it was through Michael Childs. He was like, oh, okay, da. So we got talking, sat down. But I never understood these events are here to collaborate and work together. Until Grant kept saying it, until Pace asked me that question, until I opened my eyes and really started learning the purpose of networking. It's a saying that I've been hearing a lot. It's a saying that I've been hearing a lot, and it goes, would you rather want 100% of a grape or 25% of a watermelon? That doesn't, that doesn't register. I don't know. I want the 100% grape. Me thinking 100% grape, you get more portion of the pie. That's not how everybody else think. Everybody else think if I can get 25% of this watermelon and we grow together and collaborate together, we can be successful together. Mind you, I'm in a room full of successful people, okay? But they understand the dynamic of working together and coming together and creating something bigger. So you telling me 25% of a watermelon is better than 100% of a grape? Yes, it is. And here's why. Here's the explanation, because to my understanding, this is just my opinion. You do with the information as you please. This is just my information. When you have, let's just say you have 10 people come together, a portion of the watermelon, not even go numbers. If you get a portion of the watermelon, more people are able to get a piece of the pie. But if you give somebody a grape, how can you proportion that evenly? You feel me? Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm blown away. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm seeing how to present myself in a way that we can work together, right? So the purpose of a networking event is not just going there with no intention. By no intention, I'm talking about not having a strategy to work with somebody to collaborate with them in order to grow. Mind you, I've been hearing a lot. I heard it a lot. But I know I wasn't the only one that didn't understand what networking really meant. Networking is coming together to create something bigger than yourself. Networking is collaborating and creating a bigger level of success that you would have by yourself. Collaboration means success. Success means a team. A team means scaling, and scaling means working together. That's why it's so vital. It's so vital to put yourself out there when you don't know the answers to anything. Because it comes to a point to where you're forcing yourself to get uncomfortable. You're being uncomfortable. With uncomfortability, lessons come behind that. And what happened with these lessons, you're able to incorporate them in your own life and actually grow to a level that you will never thought about accomplishing or reaching. I've never thought I would be in that room.
I've never thought I would be in that room
Until I just took the chance, fill out the application or the link. Then I just went. I just went. I didn't even know where I was going. I didn't even know what I was about to do or who I was about to run into. But the fact that I seen an opportunity and I took it, this what happens. Don't get me wrong, I still was afraid. I was afraid. I'm telling you, I was afraid. I didn't even talk to Grant Cardone because I was so afraid to even talk to him. But I talked to everybody else besides Grant Cardone, you feel me? So it's like, it's kind of like contradicting on what I'm saying, but at the same time, I'm human being. I'm human being just like everybody else is a human being. I get scared too. Sometimes I overcome it, sometimes I don't, but I just seen how he was moving. And man, I seen the lives that he impacted. Man. September 24th, 2022 at 8 o'clock in the morning. I came up with this, I have this burning desire to become a billionaire. I will become a billionaire in due time. But the reason behind it is because when you have that type of status, you're able to help any and everyone. Right? That you right that you listen. The level of belief and the level of determination that it has to take in order to get to that level is achievable. I'm gonna be a billionaire because I want to help so many people. And I want the status so I can help a lot more people. Right? That's what I'm working towards. One thing that Grant said as he was speaking in the mastermind full of successful people. I always think bigger. When you have a goal, Pete said this as well, but when you have a goal, don't compromise for your goal. Or don't compromise for your target. He didn't say goal. I put in goal. But when you have a goal or a target, do not compromise of not reaching it. Find a way to make it happen, because if you don't make it happen, it will never come to life. Do not compromise for your target. Reach your target and sell your target and keep setting higher targets for yourself. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to be a billionaire, but just know I'm going to be one. I'm going to be one. I'm going to be one. Because my reason and my why is so defined, because I understand with status, you can help more people. With status, you get in front of more people. That's my goal. Get in front of people that will help you transform the way you think into the better version of yourself. You feel me? Like that level of belief within myself is so reachable because it happens when I believe in myself. And it's crazy.
September
24th was 4 days ago. The event was yesterday. So would y'all say it's faith? Fate? Would y'all say it's fate? Is it faith? Or is it alignment? I don't know what it is. I want to say it's fate, alignment, right time. I don't know. But I just know I saw, now I believe. You feel me? Like that's what it takes. Seeing somebody that's successful in order to believe that you can be successful as well. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want to transform the way people think into thinking bigger than themselves, into accomplishing anything they put their mind to. This has been great. This has been great. Again, closing remarks before we even close. The purpose of networking is to collaborate and to build some type of business together. One thing Grant Cardone said is that I want to do business with you and then build a relationship. Not build a relationship and then do business with you. I understand the dynamic behind what he was talking about. I understand. I'm going to implement it. When I start implementing it into my own life, because I'm slowly doing it. I'm on the verge of almost completing my education. Now it's time for me to implement. So as I'm implementing, I'm helping. As I'm helping, I'm growing. As I'm growing, I'm collaborating. Listen, man. Hopefully y'all got value from this. Again, if y'all don't know who Grant Cardone is, please go tap in. Please go tap into him, because he's changing people's lives, people's visions, people's dreams. He's changing people's lives. You feel me? If y'all don't know this symbol, this logo, please go learn about it. Go learn about him. Go learn about his team, his company. Because I'm telling you, y'all gonna see that here as a billionaire. Oh! As a billionaire. Oh! Yes, sir, man. I really appreciate y'all for tapping in. If y'all really got value from this, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Because I'm here. I'm here with y'all. We just growing together. If y'all got value from this, share it with somebody. And make sure you always believe in yourself and believe in everything that you're capable of becoming. Thank y'all.